Children of all ages. Today, we're going to go over some problems that my friend Zane accurately pointed out were from yesterday's warm-up. They're from yesterday's warm-up. Now, of course, they had words around them and everything. And I had people come up to me, hey, can I redo that? I just made some silly mistakes. Because they looked at their papers and they looked at their answers and they were like, which is what I told you guys would do. Every time you miss a problem, I won't say every time, 99.7% you miss a problem, you're going to go, oh, I should have gotten that correct. I see what I did wrong now. A couple of you didn't finish, but that's okay. We're going to go over these. This first one was actually a money problem. This was the problem where she went to the store and the cashier gave her the wrong amount of money back. And we had to figure out how much real change she should get. And she paid with a $50 bill. And she spent $39.46. When we're subtracting with decimals, we have to line up the place values. So we have the ones place over the ones place, the tens place over the tens place.
Placeholder.
We have to put in our placeholders. Let's get an estimate of it real quick. $39.46 is close to what?
39. 40.
40. Yeah, 39 would be actually closer if we exactly rounded it. But remember, estimation, we're trying to make it easy to do in our head. So do I know what 50 minus 40 is? 10. So now I know my answer needs to be somewhere around 10. So if you were doing that yesterday and you got an answer that was way away from 10, if you'd have estimated ahead of time, you'd know that that answer that was way away from 10 wouldn't be correct.
What did you estimate wrong?
Don't estimate wrong. I mean, you should be able to subtract 50 from 40 fairly easily. Now, doing this problem, we start with our pennies. We don't have any pennies to take 6 from. We go to our dimes. We don't have any dimes to take and change into pennies. We don't have any $1 bills to change into dimes that we can use to change into pennies. But we have a five $10 bills. And we're going to take our 5 $10 bills and we're going to take one of those away. So now we have 4 $10 bills. But we can't change this value. So we're going to take that one $10 bill and we're going to change it into 10 $1 bills. Since I don't have any $1 bills, when I change it, I just have 10. If I had 3 right here, then I'd have 13 $1 bills. Because I'm taking those $1 bills and combining them with the other $1 bills I have. Now, I still doesn't help me get over here in my pennies or my hundredths place. So now I need to take one of those $10 bills and I need to change it to, how many dimes is in a dollar bill?
100.
No, not 100 dimes in a 10. Okay, so now I have 10 dimes. So what I have now is 4 $10 bills, 9 $1 bill, and 10 dimes, which is the exact same amount of money. If I gave Pilari a $50 bill and I gave Caitlin 4 $10 bills, 9 $1 bills, and 10 dimes, they both have the same amount of money. But I still doesn't help me here because I've got to get some pennies back to her. So I take one of those dimes and I change that into 10 pennies.
Now.
Still, I did not change the value. Value's the same. This right here is still $50. But now I can figure out how much change I should be giving her. So now I have 10 pennies. I'm subtracting 6 pennies, which leaves me with how many pennies? 4 pennies. I have 9 dimes. I'm subtracting 4 dimes. How many dimes does that leave me?
5.
5. When I'm adding or subtracting decimals, my decimal point comes straight down. Now I have 9 $1 bills, and I'm taking away 9 $1 bills. So I have how many $1 bills?
0.
4 $10 bills. I'm taking away 3 of them, and how many do I have now?
1.
Okay? So she should have gotten $10.54 back.
Yay.
And I could check my math. I could add these two together, and it should equal 50. For the sake of time on the video, I'm not going to do that. Yes, Brinley.
Last year my teacher taught us how to do the box thing. We box 500, and then take away 1 for 499, and take that 10, put it to that, and then it's almost easier to do it like that.
It might be easier. And that's, like I said yesterday, there are more than one way to solve a problem. I want you to solve the problem the way that you're comfortable with. When my son started driving, he had to go to Euless for hockey practice. When he first started, he wasn't very comfortable on the highway. So he would take the back roads to get there. He still got to practice, so we're all good. And he still got there. This next problem, $425.82 plus $120.75. Subtract $185.90. This was the one where she had money that she was putting in her account. She started with $425.82, and then she deposited, which means added into her account, $120.75, and then she took away from her account $185.90. Since in our order of operations, if we have multiple operations, addition and subtraction are on the same level, so you do whatever comes first. So the first thing we have to do is we have to subtract. We find the difference between $425.82 and, we find the sum and $120.75. Sorry. She deposited this. And when you learn the rock cycle, you're going to learn what deposition is.
Yeah.
You may have done that before, but deposition is when the rocks crumble down and they deposit it on the floor. Same thing. They're adding it to what was already there. All right, so we have to find the sum of these two numbers. So 5 and 2, I know you've already done this, so you can just check my work because I make mistakes too. That's 7, that's 15, decimal point comes straight down. That's 6, 4, so $546.57. Did I do that correctly?
Yes.
I know y'all did it in your journal. All right. Now, after she has that much money in her journal, then she takes out of her bank account. I am going to go to the movies, and I know the popcorn costs a lot of money, and I'm going to get some Dippin' Dots, and they cost a lot of money. So to go to the bank, or to go to the movies, she's going to take away $185.90.
That's a lot.
So the withdrawal, $185.90. We're finding the difference. Who?
Oh, never mind.
We're finding the difference. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So if it says find the difference between these two numbers, what it does, one of the questions later, that just means that you're finding the answer to the subtraction. Subtracting, I have 7 pennies. And Zoe's going to come up, punch me in the face, and take none of them away. So that just leaves me with a black eye, and still I have 7 pennies.
I don't think so.
Now I have 5 dimes. I need to take away 9 dimes. I can't do that. So I have to go to one of my dollar bills, because I have 6 of them.
Wait, 7 minus 0 is 7. Not 0.
Well, that's what I said. I still have 7 because she took away none. Gosh. See, I make mistakes all the time. That's why I have you here to help me. That's why I'm here to help you. Okay, I have 5 dimes, but I need to take away 9 dimes, and I don't want Zoe to punch me in the face again. So I take one of my dollar bills, and I change that to dimes. So now instead of 5 dimes, I have 15 dimes. Now I can do my subtraction. 15 times, Zoe comes up to me and says, "Hey, give me 9 dimes." And I have 15. I can give her 9, and I still have how many left?
6.
6. My decimal point comes straight down. Now I have $5 bills. And Zoe comes up to me and says, give me $5 bills. And I'm like, all right, here. I don't have any left, but I've given you $5 bills. So just stand back, Zoe. Just stand back, man. I cannot do my $10 bills and subtract. I only have 4 $10 bills, and I can't take away, Zoe can't take away 8 of them from me. I don't have them. But I don't want her to punch me in the face again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my $100 bills. So now I only have 4 $100 bills. I'm going to run to the bank. And I give them $100 bills. And I say, I need these in 10s and it's an emergency. And they give me how many 10s back for a $100 bill? 10. So I take those $10, those 10 10s, and I add them to the 4 10s I already have. So now I have 14 $10 bills. Zoe says, hey, give me 8 of them. And that leaves me with how many? 6. And I have $400 bills. Zoe comes up here and she kicks me in the shin and takes away one of them. So now I should have $360.67. So that's what you should have gotten on that problem yesterday. Remember, missing problems on an assignment is not the end of the world. Learning from missing is what the goal is. And I'll probably work some other ones of these in the other classes, so you'll be able to see most of the 10 problems if you actually take the time to go back and see why you missed what you missed, when you missed, where you missed. Last, I think this was the number of ounces in something. How many more ounces? Is what? Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
So one had 32 and 55 hundredths ounces of hot sauce. The other one had 16 and 99 hundredths ounces of hot sauce.
What is the difference?
And it asked, what is the difference? And y'all came up to me and you said, what does that mean? And I said, difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So now I got Zoe coming up to me again. Zoe's picking on me today, and I don't appreciate that. Okay, I can't have 5 hundredths of an ounce and give Zoe 9. So I'm going to take one of my tenths of an ounce. So now I only have 4 tenths of an ounce. And I take that other tenths of an ounce, and so that I add 10 hundredths. And now I have 15 hundredths of an ounce. And I can give Zoe 9 hundredths of an ounce. And that leaves me with how many hundredths of an ounce? 6 hundredths of an ounce. Now I have 4 tenths of an ounce. Zoe wants 9 tenths of an ounce. I can't do that, Zoe. So I take 1 ounce. And now I only have 1/1 of an ounce. And I take those 10 parts and I put it there. So now I have 14 tenths of an ounce. I have 14 tenths of an ounce. Zoe wants to take 9 of them. I have how many left? 5. Decimal point comes straight down. When adding and subtracting, we don't do that in multiplying. When adding and subtracting decimals, the decimal point comes straight down. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to exchange one of my 10s and make that an 11. 11 subtract 6 is 5. And 2 subtract 1 is 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so on your paper, if you got 15 and 56 hundredths of an ounce, you're good. If you didn't get that on yesterday's assignment, we made the mistake and we're learning from it now. Which is my goal, is to help you learn how to be better. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind today, save the bees, please subscribe, because some of these kids just drive me insane. Mostly, I won't say Polari's name.